My name is Margaret Prescott, and I am part of the International Global Women's Strike Working Group on Haiti. That also includes Selma, James, Nina. Of course, there are others of us in the strike network who work on Haiti. I'm with women of color in the Global Women's Strike, and really delighted to be able to welcome and introduce Mildred Aristide. She was born in 1962. She was raised in the Bronx, New York, a Bronx girl. She graduated from the University of Pennsylvania Law School, so she has some roots right here in this city. She moved to Washington, D.C. in 1992 to join the legal team representing Jean-Bertrand Aristide, who was then the exiled president of Haiti. She drafted his speeches. She represented the Haitian government at high-level meetings and coordinated press. In 1994, Mildred Aristide, Trouillot at that time, moved to Haiti, where she continued to work on behalf of the Haitian government. She and President Aristide were married in 1996, and they've got 2 daughters. During President Aristide's second term, Mildred Aristide presided over a number of things, including the Tuberculosis AIDS Commission that coordinated the country's response to the diseases. In 2003, she authored Child Domestic Service in Haiti and its historical underpinnings. It was an advocacy for girls. After the February 2004 coup d'etat, the Aristides were taken to Central Africa. 2 weeks later, a critical intervention by CARICOM, which is the Caribbean community, governments in the Caribbean community, permitted them to travel to Haiti and to be reunited with their daughters. In May 2004, the family started a 7-year exile in South Africa. They were appointed, both Mildred and President Aristide were appointed research fellows at the University of South Africa. Mildred Aristide joined the Center for African Renaissance, becoming a founding editor of its journal, International Journal of African Renaissance Studies. In 2006, her article was published in the journal, A Historical and Dignity-Centered Perspective on Haiti's Struggle for Justice. And finally, the Aristides returned to Haiti in March 2011. They immediately set about reopening the university, UNIFA, that they had founded in 2002. Mildred serves as an active member of the Board of Administration. She coordinates foreign visiting professor stays and participates in fundraising efforts on behalf of UNIFA, which is the University of the Aristide Foundation. Last year, UNIFA undertook its most ambitious project, completing work on a 205 patient bed teaching hospital that's now been completed. This year caps at 1,176, the total number of students that have graduated from UNIFA since reopening in 2011. You know, that intro, there's a lot, as you can imagine, that wasn't said. Huge struggles going on in Haiti and also internationally, an international movement. So we're delighted and really thrilled that Madame Aristide, the former First Lady of Haiti, is joining us. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Thank you very much, Margaret. Thank you. Okay, can you hear me? Is the sound okay? Thank you very much for your kind introduction, Margaret. It's an honor to address you this afternoon. My husband, President Aristide, joins me in sending his warm regards And a special greetings to the conveners of this weekend's event, Global Women's Strike and the New Crossroads Women's Center. Selma, Nina, Margaret, Pierre, and Maria, fierce supporters of justice and dignity for all Haitians. As Margaret alluded to, I will be talking about the work of our university here in Haiti, UNIFA, that was founded in 2002 by my husband. To explain to you its importance in fighting poverty, promoting human dignity, and offering young people in Haiti a place of hope, an indispensable commodity for the country to move forward. It shouldn't come as news to anyone that Haiti is currently facing an unprecedented period of violence, social and political unrest. Every news story about my country is riddled with the words kidnappings, gang violence, killings, hunger, food insecurity. The situation is bad. But if I were to take you to campus right now, even on a Saturday, you would be surprised, or you may be surprised to see students in class taking final exams, sitting under a mango tree, studying, eating in the cafeteria, talking to professors. Ordinary images that in the context of Haiti today are pretty extraordinary. Haiti has always been and continues to be a place of contrasts and contradictions, where the seemingly impossible was just that until it happened. At the height of the most brutal of all of the regimes, the slave regimes of the 17th century and 18th century, Haiti led the first successful slave revolt to become the first Black republic. Yet somehow, a New York Times article from just this week chose to label this fight against slavery and colonization as vigilantism. I want to quote just one line from that article. Quote, "Vigilantism in Haiti is nothing new. It was used during the Haitian Revolution against the French in the late 1700s. Imagine that, enslaved people fighting for their humanity being called vigilantes and not freedom fighters. Knowing what our students must face every day just to show up in class, prepared, ready to learn, the obstacles that they overcome, they too deserve to be called something more than students. I would say agents of change, the future of Haiti. UNIFA sits on a national and historic continuum that began with a complete rupture from a regime of enslaved persons considered as non-humans to a regime of full humanity. And before we talk about UNIFA, it's important to look at this historic arc. Unfortunately for Haiti, the trajectory has not always been a straight and linear path. There have been ups and downs, sideways and backward movements all along the way. After independence in 1804, Haiti was isolated, surrounded by slave colonies in the Caribbean Sea, the slave-owning United States to its west, and former colonial masters in Europe to the east. France never gave up hope of recolonizing Haiti. Former French slave owners pressed their government to restore their colonial wealth. They demanded reparations, which is precisely what the King of France gave them in 1825. Armed warships sailed to Haiti's port bearing an ordinance demanding that Haiti pay France an indemnity of 150 million gold francs. This amount represented 10 times the country's then national budget. The terms were non-negotiable. The alternative was war and possible re-enslavement. There's a 6-part New York Times series that was published in May of last year that exposed this long overlooked chapter of Haiti's history. I encourage all of you to take a look at it. The Times calculated that Haiti paid France $560 million, but that the actual cost to Haiti was much greater, anywhere between 21 and 117 billion, that's billion with a B, dollars. And the economists have long cited payment of this ransom as the principal factor in the country's endemic poverty. The brunt of the payment fell on Haiti's Black rural peasantry. Heavy taxes were levied on agricultural produce, sugar, coffee, indigo, and precious wood. A repressive rural code was enacted to maximize productivity. There was simply no money left for much of anything else, especially in the impoverished rural countryside. Difficulty in paying this so-called ransom debt of independence was the backdrop of Haitian politics through the end of the 19th century and into the 20th century. 80% of government revenues went to the debt. Governments rose and fell on their ability to pay French banks, fostering instability and corruption. Political instability at the start of the 20th century was the pretext for the 19-year US military occupation. But the real reason was the Monroe Doctrine. The US wanted Europe out of Haiti's affairs. More particularly, Citibank of New York wanted a piece of the lucrative Haitian government loans. Haiti entered the second half of the 20th century with an impoverished rural sector that had little to no government service like healthcare or education. A color-class divide that was akin to apartheid in South Africa was fully entrenched. People of the rural countryside were referred to as moun en dehors, which literally translates to people of the outside. Their birth certificates, including that of my husband's, who was born in the South in 1953, is stamped with the word peasant. Mid-20th century saw the rise of François Duvalier, Papa Doc. He established the notorious Tonton Macoutes, an armed corps of paramilitaries. During his 14-year reign of terror, Duvalier was responsible for up to 50,000 executions. Near the end of his term, he amended the Constitution twice, first to appoint himself as president for life, and then to name his then 19-year-old son as his successor. All this with no real opposition from Haiti's strongest ally, the United States. But in the 1980s, a dynamic democratic movement took root in Haiti. The period was marked by the active participation of members of the church agitating for social and political change. Popular organization, women's group, labor unions, agricultural cooperatives, youth groups, they engaged in literacy and adult education programs. Creole language radio stations began to inform and disseminate ideas reflecting on a new society. The young Catholic priest, Mildred Aristide, my husband, was a leading liberation theologian and a spokesman for this movement. And in 1986, the young Duvalier was forced to leave Haiti. But after him came a succession of military hunters that controlled the government. Then in December 1991, Haiti held its first free and fair elections. Aristide won in a landslide, becoming the first democratically elected president of Haiti. His election crystallized a process of both political and social mobilization in a popular culture called la valasse, cleansing flood, that stood squarely against a polarized society that excluded the vast majority of the population. The flight of refugees, the boat people to Miami, stopped. There was hope. The economic elite was made to pay their fair share of taxes, and the minimum wage was set to increase. President Aristide's goal was at once simple and at the same time deeply profound: to move the country from misery to poverty with dignity. Fast forward to 9 months later, an army-led coup brutally ended Haiti's experiment with democracy. Between 4,000 and 5,000 people were killed, tens of thousands forced to the high seas, 300,000 internally displaced, and countless more victims of illegal arrests and tortures. Aristide was forced into exile. After 3 long years of clandestine mobilization inside of Haiti and powerful support in the Haitian diaspora outside, Aristide returned to Haiti to finish the last 15 months of his presidency. In perhaps his most consequential act, he demobilized the murderous Haitian army and established a civilian police force. A Truth and Reconciliation Commission was established to examine the crimes committed during the period of the coup. And in 1996, for the first time, there was a democratic and peaceful transition of power from one president to another. 5 years later, President Aristide was reelected to continue the work that he had begun in 1991, constructing schools, public parks, investing in healthcare. But the international community had other designs for Haiti. They blocked efforts by the government to gain access to loans to finance progressive policies, including a vitally needed clean water project. Instead, money flowed freely and abundantly to groups where the sole mission was to undermine through propaganda and the use of arms the democratic government. In 2003, as President Aristide's government was preparing to celebrate the bicentennial of Haiti's independence, a government commission was established to study the 1825 debt. President Aristide called for dialogue with France to address this historical injustice, making the case for reparations and restitution. Within 1 year, on the night of February 29th, 2004, President Aristide was overthrown in a coup d'etat, the 32nd in the country's history, and this time with direct help from foreign soldiers. He and I were shuttled to a French military base in Bangui, the capital of the Republic of Central Africa, and that was followed by a 7-year exile in South Africa. So, against this historic background enters UNIFA. The university, as Margaret said, was established in 2002 during President Aristide's second term in office. Founding a university was not a stretch. While he was a priest, he spent many years as a teacher as well and had created a center for street children, La Famille C'est la Vie. After his first term in office, he created the Aristide Foundation for Democracy, which included Radio and Télétimoun, which were broadcasting systems that are co-run for children and for children, focusing on educational and civic programming. A university was a logical next step. At the time of UNIFA's founding, Haitian students were traveling to Cuba to attend medical school. We took it one step further by creating UNIFA in Haiti to train even more medical professionals who were direly needed. The late Paul Farmer, who was a founding advisor to the UNIFA board, wrote of UNIFA's unique strategy to recruit students from poor families. He wrote, "Talented young people that previously found it nearly impossible to make their way to medical school. In doing this, UNIFA affirmed in practice the truth of the Creole adage that has been President Aristide's life credo. Tout moun c'est moun. Every person is a human being." UNIFA's mission is to provide excellent quality higher education and break down the long tradition of exclusion of the poor majority in Haiti from access to higher education. By the fall of 2003, there were approximately 240 students enrolled in UNIFA's medical school. But days after the February 2004 coup, the international force that had been deployed to Haiti to expel us from Haiti expelled the students from campus, and they seized the campus. UNIFA transformed from university to military installation. When we returned to Haiti in March 2011, we immediately set out to reopen UNIFA, and that's what happened in October 2011. We started up the medical school again with 126 students, 63 women and 63 men. In the 12 years since, we've added 8 new schools. In the health sciences, we added nursing, dentistry, physical therapy, pharmacy, and biomedicine. There's also a law school, schools of engineering, business administration, and agriculture. As Margaret said in the introduction, we have graduated a total of 1,176 students since reopening in 2011. Right now, enrollment stands at just over 5,000, and we're preparing to end the school year at the end of this month. All of this is really, though, just a drop in the bucket when you consider the education needs of Haiti. An average Haitian who is 25 years old has less than 5 years of schooling. Every year, approximately 40 to 45,000 students complete high school and pass the state-mandated exam. There is just not nearly enough university seats or professional school seats available to accommodate these students and to allow them to continue with their education. In 12 years, we have slowly transformed our campus, which sits right outside of the capital, very close to the airport. We've restored the highly coveted housing, so we have students who reside on our campus. We've built a cafeteria, expanded the classroom space to keep pace with the growing number of students, and planted hundreds and hundreds of trees. And this year, there's a brand new outdoor plaza that we inaugurated, Place Dignité, Dignity Place. And adjacent to the campus, we have a farm where invaluable training for the agronomy students can take place. And thanks to a generous donation from the Haiti Emergency Release Fund in California, students this year will have use of a tractor as a learning tool and also a tool to increase agricultural production. 5 years ago, UNIFA embarked, as Margaret said, on our most ambitious project, which was the University Teaching Hospital. The construction was completed. I'd like to stress that the construction was completed under the aegis of UNIFA professionals. The architect who designed the building heads our architecture department. The civil engineer who oversaw construction is a teacher at UNIFA. And the agronomist responsible for the green space surrounding UNIFA is also a teacher at UNIFA. Slowly, in a year that has crippled delivery of healthcare services throughout Haiti because of the crisis and the insecurity and all of the problems that the country has experienced this year, our hospital has begun to provide services. To date, we can count 33 births, including a set of twins. At last year's graduation ceremony, President Aristide rightfully said that the option to live in Haiti and contribute to the education of our youth is a noble and heroic choice. UNIFA, along with every other university in the country, must unite, redouble, expand, and amplify every ounce of energy to keep our young citizens in Haiti. How? By offering young professionals opportunity and hope. That hope is sparked by a demonstration of what is possible. The UNIFA Teaching Hospital is an affirmation of this hope, an example of what is possible even under the most difficult circumstances. It has always been our vision to create a space where young people can come together, think country, and construct a future under very difficult circumstances. A place where they can learn from and interact with national and international professionals. An institution that will address national issues and seek viable solutions to national problems. Dreams of working in, prospering in, and changing Haiti, not chasing a foreign visa. At UNIFA, we start every university-wide gathering with our school song, words and music written by Titid, my husband. The music comes to a crescendo at these two lines. Let us proclaim in unison, yes to science, no to the virus of mental colonization. I go back to my opening remarks. In Haiti today, there is nothing ordinary about images of university students walking around campus studying under the shade of a tree, but it is happening. It is a moral imperative that we continue to make the seemingly impossible possible, the extraordinary ordinary, for education to become the vehicle for change, and the growth of human dignity in Haiti. Thank you very much.